red and white, mate. How do the colours feel?
Feels great. Yeah, absolutely loving it so far. Been up here for a few days and seem to have fitted in quite well, and yeah, really enjoying the weather as well.
And coming back from training early too, keen to get stuck in. Talk us through your motivation at the moment and how pumped up you are for next year.
Yeah, well, it's been a bit of a different off-season for me. Usually I'm travelling or getting away and experiencing different cultures, and yeah, this season was something a little bit different, going through another trade. So I've just spent a lot of time at home and trying to get things sort of organised, which I don't know if anyone's moved interstate and had to sort through everything, but it is quite time consuming. So between that, uni, training, it was a really sort of busy period and quite stressful. So we were pretty keen to get up here as soon as we could and look forward to the next chapter and turning over a fresh leaf. And I'm not coming in with any preconceived ideas or expectations. I'm just wanting to come in now and just be my authentic self and try and help win some games of footy here for Sydney.
You mentioned that period. Like, when did it all kick off? When did, I guess, the idea kind of come in your head that maybe you would be looking for a trial?
Yeah, it was probably. I couldn't put a finger on it. It wasn't probably a particular time, but obviously as things. There was those sorts of sliding doors at Melbourne, and with any good sort of management, any good sort of strategic thinking, you get together with your team and you talk about what the current situation's looking like and what things could look like, say at the Sydney Swans. And the initial conversations, I was really flattered and had some sort of engagement with Tom Harley, who I knew from my time with the AIS Academy. And to be honest, I was just really blown away that the Swans were interested. Obviously, it's a very proud club and a club that's competed at the pointy end of the season for the last decade or so. And when I heard that there was some interest, I sort of, in my sort of fashion, I try to be quite considered and take my time and go through the process. And jumped through a few hoops there, and I was just so impressed by their pitch. And the first meeting I had, I walked out with my now fiance, and we were just blown away. And we just walked out of the meeting. We just thought, wow, that would be really amazing to land up in Sydney.
I understand the family were quite annoyed you didn't choose to go home. How did those conversations go down?
Yeah, my mum's already given me a call about that interview in the paper. She gave me a bit of a spray, so I won't add any more fuel to the fire. But that's just mums, right? They love their children and they want to spend time with them. But she's already booked her tickets to come up for round one, and I mean, this is a great place to live and visit as well. And me and Rachel came up in the pre-season bye, and we're actually sitting up on the North Bondi little patch of grass, and we were daydreaming about what it would be like to actually live in Sydney. And funnily enough, it's sort of manifested itself, and now we've found a place there in North Bondi. And second day in, I've gone for a little surf, and it's just those sort of added bonuses that I'm really looking forward to enjoying.
Was a return to Adelaide ever strongly on the cards, or?
I'm the sort of person that will cross my T's and dot my I's and go through that due diligence period. I think it's a part of good practice to assess all options. And I was really thankful and really blessed that there was that interest there. And it was a bit of an interesting time, as young talking about having a family and where we want to do that. Obviously, Adelaide's a big sort of pull for family reasons, but ultimately I just felt such a strong alignment here with the Sydney Swans, and that was ultimately the driving force. Was the move was about my work and where I could play my best football, and I felt that was here at Sydney.
Brodie, you're in the midst of an incredible career, man. there's already been such highs for you. Like, how tough was last year for things to kind of stall in?
Yeah, look, it was tough, but I've used these periods of adversity to really grow as a person and shape me and the sort of leader that I want to be as well. And it's probably given me great perspective as well. And I've had great support and interests away from the game that have helped buffer those down periods, if you want to call it that. But it's all a part of the journey. Football, if you're in there for 10 odd years, you're bound to have some interruptions, and it's just what you can learn from them. And I've certainly enjoyed those periods for what they were and looked inwards. And I'm really glad to be here now and working with this side and looking to share those experiences in 2024 and beyond.
Talk about the alignment that you've discovered when you had your interviews with the Swans. What is it culturally that really appealed to you about this place? Because the players speak about the Bloods culture so much.
Yeah, and I've been asked about the Bloods culture, and it's something that obviously culture is a little bit intangible. We like to talk about that and put our finger on that, and I'm yet to probably do that. It's my second day in at the club really, but what I can speak of is just my initial meeting with the power brokers here, and I was just so blown away by their empathy, their ability to listen and engage. As people, I think ultimately we're in a high performance industry, and results are really very central to what we do. But I was so impressed that I was able to that they were able to really just get to know me and want to know what they could do for me and what I could do for them. And there was that real sort of personal feel to that interview, and that was probably the thing that really stood out, that there was no ego. It just felt really safe, if I want to call it that. And I just sort of felt like they were my people, if that makes sense. It's sort of hard to put a finger on it, but we walked out and I felt really connected.
Well, it's probably a bit strong way to put it, but do you hold any sort of kind of grudges or any sort of animosity towards how your time ended at Melbourne, or is it pretty clean?
No, definitely not. I thank my, I'm very thankful for my time at Melbourne, and all parties went into that with the most pure intentions, and it really was a partnership, and it takes not just me, Melbourne, Simon, Alan Richardson, the GM, Max. There was many sort of moving parts, and I look back on my time there with really fond memories. I've developed some really good relationships just from my 1 year there, and I was talking to Angus Brayshaw literally yesterday on the phone while I was riding my bike up the Bondi foreshore, and that's a relationship that I would never have had I not been at Melbourne. So no hard feelings there, but we're looking forward to clashing with them in round one and hopefully getting the win.
Two more questions, guys.
There's, I guess, a bit of an added bonus that you moved up here with Taylor at the same time, given you guys played together for a bit years at Collingwood.
Yeah, it is. It's obviously a daunting thing is moving, and a big part of moving up here was sort of leaning into that change. I'm someone, as I said at the very start, when I like to finish the season, I like to go and explore and experience different things. And when this opportunity came up, I really sort of, me and my partner really sort of sat with that and thought, this is a really great opportunity to do that right now while I'm still playing and experience a whole nother lifestyle, and to have someone like Taylor be along for the ride is obviously, he's going to be an ally for me sort of day one, and just a friendly face, and along with James Jordan, who I think the Swans fans will be really excited. He's hasn't been given the biggest amount of opportunity, but he's a really star player, and even today in the time trial he was right up there. So great players at different points of their career, and I think the Swans will be great beneficiaries of both of those guys.
And if
Your
you look
rivals
at the,
if your rivals all be you guys as well, Brodie, there is the hope that the premiership window is now open. Looking around, is this squad ready to win a premiership next season?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't come here if I hadn't think that wasn't possible. I'm not going to set any preconceived ideas, but that's always the goal, right? That's always the ambition. We'd be wasting our time if we didn't set out to do that, but it doesn't mean that there's other successes that we can't acknowledge and look for in the weeks and the days between now and September, and that's something that I'm really passionate about, and looking forward to bringing that to Sydney.
thanks guys.
Did you have?
So, Bella.
I just have one quick one. Okay. If you look at the likes of Tom Hickey, who came here as an experienced ruckman, and the Swans were able to get the best out of him, is that appealing to you as well? The Swans have been able to do that with ruckman.
Yeah, and Tom, actually, when I signed, he slid into my DM, so thank you, Tom. And there's a bit of a fraternity with ruckman, so he said, mate, you absolutely love it. He couldn't speak highly of the Bloods culture, and he's been around 4 clubs, so that's someone that has been there. He's done it. He's competed at the highest level. So to sort of have his insights was really cool, and that's obviously a part of the pitch, is to continue to reinvent yourself as well. I'm well aware that I played almost half the year in the two, so I'm not coming here looking to walk up, start and rest on my laurels. I'm a very competitive person, and although I can be very laid back and laconic at times, in my heart I'm a competitor, and I'm looking forward to trying to bring that next season.